let's talk about how gullible people are and how sloppy these intelligence agents are in trying to create these mimic profiles and these fake internet profiles to get people lost on the internet. Now, this is another video I uploaded, but literally every time I upload a video and I go to make captions for it, and it gets to 98% and then it stops and it says could not generate captions, and then it'll literally auto default to adding sound. So if I don't check it, if I just press post, it'll play music over what I'm saying and then quit after the song's over, like after like a minute. So, and it does that by default. And then it gets to 98% in making the captions, and it says failed to generate captions, because the first time it goes to generate captions, the Fed hackers or the CIA is getting the first draft, right, and skimming through it for any buzzwords or anything that they're trying to prohibit. And then it auto generates again. You press retry, and that's when it will set up a bunch of captions for you, but they'll be kind of like screwed up in a way that it takes time for you to go through and make sure they're right, which gives intelligence time to basically divert the algorithm away from you if you're saying things they don't want you to say. And then I I've been on TikTok since like 2019, and nothing's changed. Like, the people telling the truth have the lowest numbers, lowest followers, lowest likes. The people that are lying and doing current events and everything, 1 million, 6 million followers, except for like the comedians and the people actually putting on skits and jokes and stuff. They're actually like genuinely popular. But the other people, the grifters, everything, man, it's all bullshit. It's all like, it's, and they call it screaming in the void. And sometimes I feel like screaming, because there'll be so many people, there'll be just hundreds of thousands of people just agreeing with complete bullshit. Like, oh yeah, that's so right. That's so right. I totally believe that. And I'm just like sitting there going, man, how could you? How could you? Like, how are you so stupid? But so they do that, and then they create fake profiles, like screens to hide behind, and then they try and talk to you. They send you DMs asking you for if you want an astrology reading or whatever, if you want to talk about therapy, and then that way they extrapolate personal information from you and keep you busy just talking about nonsense, right? It's all like you guys aren't fooling me anymore. Like, I know, like, and how you manage. I, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, you don't fool me, because I've been around the block on this issue, but you're fooling the next generation, and everybody's being raised on absolute lies. Everybody's being programmed, and they actually believe this stuff. They actually think that the higher the numbers are, that the more popular someone is, the more believable they are. And it's like the opposite. Like, the people telling the truth at the bottom of the algorithm all the time, and people that do the least amount of work and then just point up to some video or some picture or something, pretend like they're talented. And people, it's shameful. It's shameful. And I've even seen, you had like a guy, what was he, like Iranian or something, or supposedly had some Iranian name, and he his green screen failed one day, and I saw behind him, he was like in an office, and there's like a CIA name tag plaque or something on the shelf, and like, he was literally a CIA agent sitting in a CIA office with a green screen behind him, pretending to be an influencer. And it like, it's, I mean, you must think that a lot of people are really stupid. You must think that like millions and millions of people are believing what they see online and in the in the feed. It's uh, which is scary, because if you think that many people are stupid, man, I need to start selling beachfront property in Ohio or something, right? man, man. The sad thing is, I spoke on it a bit last night, through the corruption and the mind control and everything. The narrative, controlling the narrative, is the government dumps all this money into pinning crimes on people that are fake, making up fake crimes. The government sells its own drugs. They set people up, they entrap people, speed traps, everything. They're sleazy, dirty, corrupt. But this enables them to be able to blame people for crimes when it counts, right? Because if all of a sudden they just out of the blue said Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, committed all these crimes, and that's why we have to arrest him, people would be skeptical. They'd be like, wait a minute, like, why did you go and do this all of a sudden? But if every day they're arresting people for crimes, framing people for crime, and when it doesn't make them money, when they're just kind of like revolving door, that revolving door is just an act to get you accustomed to it. It's like practice. It's practice for them, and then they go for the real deal, the big burrito. And then they hire a few, the same way you get paid to protest in America. They hire a few paid protesters, play a few, background tracks of people cheering at, outdoor events or something, and say, oh yes, we have, these people, they're so happy that their president got kidnapped. and then they play some cheering, soundtrack, and then they have paid actors come by and honk their horns in their car and pretend like they're happy about it. Like nobody's happy about American conquest. America is trillions of dollars in debt to the rest of the world. So I don't know why. I mean, there's a reason, like when you file bankruptcy, that people don't want to go into business with you because they're like, wow, if you're going to be cutthroat because you've lost everything, so you got nothing to lose, right? It's like that with America. America has nothing to lose, and a small, a small South American country that's closer with oil than the Middle East and is unprotected, right? Or very, they started by sending out some warning shots, threatening people by blowing up innocent people, and that's what they do. Like in society, the police do in society is they'll use people to make an example, like a scapegoat or whatever, and then parade them around, put them in handcuffs, and arrest them in front of everybody, and then announce it online and announce it in the paper and make a big deal about how they caught the guy and oh yay, cheer for me. But really, that's all. It's like a game to them. Like they're still like grade school, middle school mentality, like 12-year-old boys playing cops and robbers, just being like they don't have, like they haven't really grown up. They still get giddy, they get a hard on for you, and they think like they actually get it's called latent homosexuality, and they get a thrill out of like chasing other men because they're hiding, homosexual desires. And that just goes along with the corruption of the whole government and the grift and all this other stuff going on online too. It's all shit, It's all shit. And I can't believe people buy this shit. It's amazing. Anyway, if you hate the bullshit, if you just want to like talk about the truth and do something, hit me up. So enjoy the truth.